What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com, the hype. This is episode 275. Super Bowl is coming. We're going to discuss that. Brady retired. What does it affect his cards? How are you going to collect him going forward? As well as, don't want to talk about it, but we're going to talk about Brock Purdy's cards as well coming up. So lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about a breaker that burned a superfractor and why that is a cardinal sin amongst the community, and our thoughts on that as well. Once again, the site is Mojobreak.com. You can get into our big 160-box Super Bowl mixer. It is a pick your team. It's the biggest pick your team of all time. So lots of prizes. Somebody's going to win $10,000 in break credit. There's a signed Tom Brady football. Lots of stuff to get in and lots of bonuses. There's 12 different years of product, over 450 hits. So monitor that. That'll be going down next Friday the 11th. All of us here. It'll be a hype/break fun event. And to top that off, you guys wanted Super Bowl squares, and we've got Super Bowl squares. So we've got breaks around $39 to $59 that gets you a Super Bowl spot per buy-in. So every time you buy a spot, one of the Super Bowl squares, you get one Super Bowl square. You buy 100 break spots in those breaks, 100 Super Bowl squares. Those are marked on Mojobreak.com with the SB Square moniker. You get a guaranteed square. The grand prize is this, and it's great timing on this because this is his last Super Bowl that he ever won, because he retired officially today, is the Super Bowl Tom Brady inscribed MVP Super Bowl ticket, estimated value of $5,000 to $6,000. So that'll be the grand prize. Somebody else is going to get a $5,000 gift certificate for the site as well. So lots of stuff going on for these next 2 weeks over at Mojobreak.com, along with a ton of new releases. Guys, how's it going?
Well, I'll jump in. Fly, Eagles, fly. What do you think, Conrad?
You're going to be one of those fans.
Yeah,
right.
Well, I mean.
Didn't know you were an Eagle fan.
Well, no, it's funny. We've been, all year been talking about nothing about Niners, and then we went into the Brock Purdy thing, the GOAT. How many times has Doug said that Brock Purdy was the GOAT? How many times?
I thought you were a Rams fan.
75 times? 85 times? Who knows?
I mean, it's hard.
Everybody in this office.
Everybody.
Three NFC championship games in 4 years. I mean,
Man,
it's hard
nothing wrong with
to
silver.
keep going back. I mean, and it's really hard to win a Super Bowl and then have the worst record of all time too.
But they got one now, and you trade in all three of the getting second place for that one.
I went to 9
place.
Niner games this year, and they won every single game. So
well, you should have went to Philadelphia then.
I didn't.
You should have got on a trip, gone to Philadelphia. They may have won. Maybe you are the missing link.
It's just an unfulfilling game, is what it was. I mean,
I was fulfilled.
It wasn't fulfilling of a game.
I was like, bringing Christian McCaffrey. This is great. Got my popcorn.
And Eagles fans should not even celebrate that one. I mean,
they did.
They're celebrating.
They're celebrating.
It's the Mickey Mouse path to the Super Bowl. You had to play Daniel Jones and Christian McCaffrey at quarterback. So, it's just Mickey Mouse run.
Wow. I mean, it doesn't really matter how you get there, though, right?
No, it doesn't. But it was let's just objectively.
No,
It is an easier path.
We're objective.
No, don't get me wrong.
We always are.
Yeah, no.
We tell it how it is.
Objectively, a very easy path to the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest.
Part of the game.
Doesn't take anything. You're right. Absolutely, doesn't take anything away.
Is it rigged?
Yeah, it's all rigged.
It was rigged. It was rigged, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Eagles saw that script and they were doing backflips, going, "Oh, this is great."
We knew we were going to make it this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was similar, like if you had an octagon and you put Dan and Platinum G in an octagon. That's what the game became. It became that kind of fight after the second quarter.
Wouldn't be able to catch me. No way.
Well, you're in an octagon. You can't run very far.
I could
That's
run.
why I said that. I didn't say it was a hallway.
No, dude, I mean.
The hallway, you'd be
think
safe.
I'm going to run into him? I'm going to run in circles, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. And,
I mean, he's like Bald Bull in Tyson's Punch-Out, man. He's got one, and you're done.
yeah,
And that's what happened to the Niners this weekend.
Who's the main character? Who's the main character in Mike Tyson?
Mike Tyson, of course.
Well,
No,
Mike Tyson's the villain. He's the
He's
final
the
boss. Yeah, he's the final boss.
Mac.
Little Mac. Little Mac.
Oh, that's the guy you
Little
are, right?
Mac.
Coached by Mario.
No.
Well, it looked like Mario.
Mario's the
Mario
ref.
was the
Mario
ref.
was the ref.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Mario's the ref.
been a
No,
while.
yeah, the coach was on the bike. Like there was that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
scene
He's
where,
the
like,
guy. He's running
on
in the bike.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Going across.
Yeah, exactly. He's on
Then
the
you,
bike.
yeah.
Anyway.
And that's where you get the code.
Yep.
Comment on this video below that if you think Dan has a shot of beating up Platinum G in an octagon.
What? I mean, what? I mean, we selling tickets?
Man.
Going out the
Hey,
Well,
I,
I mean-
I am the odds maker. I will set that at Dan minus 150 against Platinum
But
G.
I do think Dan has the stamina.
Is he get a box cutter? Do I get a box? Like, I get a box cutter? I mean, what do we do here?
Look, we've already got. I think though we have to lead it up because we do. Take us a little behind the scenes. There is some plans for some celebrity boxing here at Mojobreak. So you have to. So you can't
There
just
is?
go out of the
There-
gate with like.
I don't know if I would
you
call
gotta,
it celebrity.
Well, I'm still, yeah. Well, anyway, you got to build up the repertoire here first. You got to get some matches under your belt. I mean, easy wins. You got to get them under your belt.
Shane.
So then, yes, precisely.
Shane's the easy win.
Yeah, sorry, Shane. But yes.
So he's the first guy in Mike Tyson,
Exactly.
right?
He's Glass Joe.
No, he's Glass Joe,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Glass
So that's
Joe,
exactly what it is. And
one
then you
one
move
in
up to the next level.
99. I reminded him that today. I'm like, Glass Joe did win one time. It's not going to be this time.
So who's the celebrity here in this celebrity match?
Oh, it's us.
okay.
We're the celebrities.
Awesome. Well-
Look, we're celebrities to a certain, to.
So
to
what's the main
certain
event? Like, is
people.
I
Like,
think so.
Who's
That
the
is the main
who's the
event.
undercard?
Yet to be determined.
I think Ty Dolla $ign and
Ty-
Young
Ty-
Greg.
Oh, that's
Ty,
right.
Ty,
yeah,
Ty
yeah.
and
For the-
YG.
They
the lightweight
volunteered
championship?
themselves. Yeah.
For the flyweight?
Yes.
That's also
Super
like,
flyweight?
How did I draw against Shane? He's like way taller than me. We're not in the same.
And listeners have no idea who we're talking about because Shane does not show his face on camera. We probably should, though.
No,
That'd be
he's been in a couple. He's in a couple breaks.
He's at all the. If you guys have ever been to any of the card shows here locally, or like even not even locally, like we've been hitting a lot of show card circuits. He's the guy behind the Mojobreak table selling you guys wax.
And he claims that he might be able to dance better than Seablez. So that's a straight call out. Shane versus Seablez in a dance-off.
That is something I would never ever pay to see.
And I don't know if I could safely say I'd put my money on Shane on that one, but we
I
might
think
give
we
it a
should
fighting
do that.
chance.
I think we should do that at the Mint, though.
Yeah, I was gonna
think,
say.
I think that's a real. I think that's a real thing.
Shout-
Especially
yeah.
that's in the Blez's hood right there. Like
Yeah.
Shout out
exactly.
to the
He probably
Blez
has a
crew.
location.
Yeah. Let's do
We'll
it.
go to the Cosmo and see who can get kicked out first.
Yeah. Shout out to the Blez crew. Let's do it. Dance off, Shane, C. Blez. Let's make it happen. Mint weekend. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, and like a real one where there's like
Yes.
strobe lights and like blasting music.
Yeah, we'll set up rules. There will be different rounds with different genres of music, different styles of dance. It'll be great.
That sounds like we've already planned it out. We got to make this happen.
Different style of dance.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's gonna be like Dancing with the Stars.
I think
you
Shane,
know?
I think Shane has
Dancing with the
one move,
Breakers.
bro. I think Shane
Oh
has
yeah,
one
dude.
move.
Dice roll?
He's rolling the dice. That's all he's got.
rolling the dice, doing what is it? The sprinkler, doing this one right
lawnmower.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
the lawnmower. Yeah.
I think he's actually mastered holding up the wall. Is the dance move that he's got down the most. That's the one he's perfected. Well, let's get back into some sports card talk. We have some new releases this week, guys. We've got Zenith Football 2022, and we have new Gilded Baseball. And I must say, I am in love with Gilded Baseball. Great design. You got the chrome design for the base cards. That's just pops with the way that they design that. And then you've got framed autos of not only legends but current greats as well. You've got that matched up with the great rookie class of Wander Franco and Julio Rodriguez as well. So fun and all. It's a great group break product. It's a kind of a one pack product that produces some big hits. Zenith. I'm struggling to find the place for Zenith. Now they have added some contender preview cards. Do we think that's enough to make Zenith a staple, or 10 years from now does Zenith still become in the Panini repertoire?
I mean, I think a Zenith is like a direct-to-consumer release, and I think years ago it was. I think maybe last year might have been the first year that it wasn't.
That they had a hobby
That
release.
it was actually a hobby release. I don't know, man. Like
you know what I think of when I hear the word
I-
Zenith? Television.
So do I. But
I
that's
had
old.
one.
That's old timey. I mean, that's like
They don't make TVs anymore, right?
yeah,
that's a
our
tube
modern
television.
listeners are like, what? Zenith TVs.
I had one in my bedroom. I had a Zenith, and it was cool.
19-inch.
I think we had
Yeah,
a,
probably
19-inch.
Probably
I
20.
think we had a
inches at the most.
Zenith, but yeah, it was. I don't think they made it to the HD era,
No.
let alone the 4K era.
They did not. They were tube, and that was it.
They had no 720p.
They did not have the capabilities to make 720. What's that? No,
They
we're
were
still
like
stuck
those-
on 360,
like those
baby.
They probably were like the big screen TV. Remember those? Like the big screen TVs that were like like 7,000
Oh yeah.
pounds.
If you went to like a friend's house and like the entire wall was taken up by like just again a 480p massive television.
Maybe
God, it was the most
480p.
impressive thing in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those things didn't do good with glare. If you got a little sun on that screen,
Terrible.
might as well not even look at it. Just close your eyes. But Zenith Football, I mean, yeah, it has been a direct to consumer release on Panini's website. Now getting through the distributor channels a little bit, but I think we're on the heels of having Brock Purdy in here, which is great. But now things happen and people don't want Brock Purdy now, so you're stuck with the 2022 rookie class, which just shows some promise. Kenny Pickett, maybe Malik Willis, but do you think this product goes up? This product goes down? What do you guys think?
I think it goes down. I think we're unfortunately after Purdy getting hurt, I think we're gonna see the football market cool off a little bit, get back to reality. I think we're gonna be counting down the days for the next draft and the next rookie class.
I was gonna ask you guys because I was saying over the weekend that I didn't think it was gonna. Obviously, it's gonna go. His market is gonna go down, but I was saying over the weekend that I didn't think it was gonna go down that much. That the products that Purdy is in moving forward, he will still be the guy that people are going to want to chase.
There'll still be value. I mean, people are still going to go crazy over a Purdy NTRPA
and contenders. Yeah.
But
he still should be like the top or maybe top 2, right, with Pickett.
Yeah,
moving
but
forward for the rest
as
of
far
the
as like products like Zenith and like Phoenix and, the other, I mean, we still have a lot of football releases to go.
A lot.
If Purdy would have won a Super Bowl, it would have been the football market would have been absolutely nuts.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that did not happen. It's going to cool off.
Yeah. I also think you have to take into account what happened to Purdy. Like, it's not as if he had a truly bad game, and like people are like, okay, maybe he isn't as good as we thought. He got taken out.
The worst thing that could have happened for the football card market did. It wasn't enough. If he would have just lost, it would have been like, we can still speculate. We can still buy his cards and hold on to him for next season. He's going to be the guy. Well, it looks like he's not even going to be the guy next year.
Yep.
Because he may be out. He may be out all season.
And that's, I think, the big thing here with Purdy is that it was kind of all or nothing. Like, he had to either win a Super Bowl, and then suddenly the cards are going to be crazy throughout the offseason. It's going to be a huge market. But now you have a situation where, like, if Kenny Pickett, same thing happens to Kenny Pickett, let's just say. I don't think there's this fall off because you would expect when he's ready and back, he is going to be under center.
Kenny Pickett didn't have cards selling for $20,000.
No. But let's just put this. I get it. Versus now, you have a situation where I think week 1, Trey Lance is probably your starting quarterback. I think there's a chance Brock Purdy. There is a shot that Brock Purdy does not make another start as 49ers quarterback.
Exactly. It's something to consider.
Yep.
Damn, dude, this guy went from as an outside observer, I'm shocked because Purdy went from the Niners savior, who won every single game he was in, whose card market exploded, and then he gets injured, and now he's like
the injury.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you deal with an injury that's a year?
But
long,
the injury is
is a bad injury.
An ACL, bad, right? But so many players come back from this. This is an injury where you don't know how he comes back from this.
No, you don't.
You have no. It's not super common,
and that's why he's getting. And we do have some championship weekend coming up that we're going to talk about again.
The last quarterback to actually have this injury was Nick Mullins, former Niner great.
Mm-hmm. It's a year to recover. I mean, Strasburg a year. I mean, obviously pitching.
So the arm injury is more. You guys would say the arm injury is more devastating than if it was a leg injury.
I think it is kind of a fluky injury. I think it's like one of those things where it actually.
It's a baseball injury.
It had to happen very specifically, like how it happened,
and it's all situational too. Like again, if on a worse team, his
arm is at a different angle while throwing
right.
It probably is not as severe. It has to be at that specific angle for that pressure to come down like that.
But if Purdy's on a team that's worse than the Niners, well, the Niners have to shift and they have to make a decision now because they know there's still a window here for a Super Bowl. So they can't afford to wait on Purdy. And again, if a guy like Lance or heck, if they get a veteran quarterback, I know Shanahan kind of put that to bed today, but things happen. If that happens, then the Niners are going to go with the best option in front of them at that exact moment.
There's no definitive answer that Brock Purdy was going to be the guy at the start of the training camp next year, regardless of if he was healthy or not. The Niners gave up so much for Lance that they were probably going to see what they had in Lance, with the exception of Brock Purdy winning a Super Bowl.
Which he would have if he didn't get hurt. But, that's neither here nor there.
31-7.
But I think for your Brock Purdy collectors going forward, I think he's done enough that he's going to get at least another shot, right? So it's not like he's going to.
You got the done part right.
What?
Nothing.
He's going to get. If it's not with the 49ers, he will get a shot somewhere. He is at least guaranteed he will have an NFL career here. I think we know that much for sure. And
he will have a shot
to be a starter
at an NFL career. Shanahan is Shanahan, man. You put Brock Purdy on the Texans, and he's probably very similar to the body of work that we got with Davis Mills.
No.
Who
Davis Mills is going to probably have an NFL career. He may be a backup for the rest of his career, but he will have a career.
He a third round pick? Highly touted out of high school, but a third round pick. Didn't have a good college career.
Isn't that where your Niners coach is going? Houston?
D'Amico is going, yes, 6-year deal. But no, you see guys that just have it and guys that don't. And he had the decision-making down. You can have all the intangibles. You can be 6'5". You can be the fastest at the 40. You can throw the ball 100 yards. But if you can't make the decisions to get the ball into the playmakers or into the right spot on the field with a half second, somebody in your face, then you're not going to be a successful pro. And that's what worries me about Lance. It doesn't seem like he can make the right decisions.
He's had 3 games. He had 3 games.
Brock Purdy came in and was already doing way more than Trey Lance.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, you guys are very sure that obviously they're gonna give Lance a chance because they invested so much into him.
I am.
If he comes out and he loses like the first 4 games, are they thinking about putting in Purdy? If they still have Purdy,
they invested. People say that.
Well, they're not. Purdy won't be ready.
He won't be ready
by week 4.
No.
I mean, he could be.
But then say Trey Lance loses the first 5-6 games.
Josh Johnson,
they're going to put somebody else.
Josh Johnson's not going to
they're bringing him back. They signed him today.
No, he's not.
7-year deal.
No, he's retired. He's actually looking at USFL. I think he's trying out for the
the new
Shanahan
XFL.
today was like, we made sure we locked up Josh Johnson for at least 5 years.
Did you guys hear the big news? The AFL is back.
That's where Josh
officially.
Johnson's going.
So
we need
with the AFL.
We need to stop. We need to stop with these.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's they're just taking all the teams from the indoor football league that. I don't know.
The arena football league. AFL.
No.
That's gone, right?
Yeah, go SaberCats.
Oh, okay.
The Arena Football League is back. Bring back the SaberCats.
I was gonna say we have so many football leagues now. We should have like a Super Bowl where the best teams from each league go into a tournament, and the ultimate winner comes out.
I'm not against it.
NFL, XFL, USFL,
CFL,
and AFL.
Canadian Football League needs to be in there.
And
I don't know.
Sorry,
NFL
Canada.
Europe is still a thing.
Sorry, Canada. This is American sport.
Go
here.
Dragons.
I think we should move the Raiders and the Rams to USFL. How about that? We'll get back to 30 teams.
Come on, bro.
2 teams too many.
They're the Rams and the Raiders are the most interesting team in football, dude.
The most fair weather fan base too. So.
Yeah.
I said it,
dude.
Whose house? We don't know.
So
whose house?
Leading up to the NFC Championship game, you could not go anywhere with just seeing Niners stuff, right? I have not seen any Niners stuff.
I'm still wearing it.
Doug's wearing it. The only one in here, maybe though. Only one in here.
I was wearing my Niner hat day after they lost. I was representing
What do you
the 49ers.
have today? You have Niner stuff?
No, just
you
moved
on that bandwagon. That bandwagon. It needed some people to jump off real quick.
You got the red shirt on.
Not be told. I sat. I did
He's
not
wearing
sit
his-
through.
he's
I
wearing
did
his
not
Chargers shirt today.
sit
Oh, yeah.
through J.T. O'Sullivan and Tim Rattay and Sean Hill to be told I'm a bandwagon fan. I was at the game. I was at the first Jim Tom Sula game.
You like
specifically.
Justin Herbert, man.
Alex Smith was going to be a send-off. I was there with like 3,000 other people.
I think you were born in San Diego, dude.
Yeah.
I do love San Diego. Great beer, great weather,
Legoland.
great
I mean,
ballpark.
I mean, what's it like to have your franchise just move all the time? Like, you don't know if they're going to go back to St.
we
Louis.
moved once.
You're gonna,
No, we're
are
not
we
going back to
LA?
St. Louis.
Like, are you going to go to New
But
York somewhere?
Would you stay a fan if the Niners moved?
Probably not, no.
I did. What's up?
You
But
wouldn't stay a Niners fan?
I would. But my,
No,
my
well,
that's a high.
you just said you wouldn't. And
Well-
man, that was so quick.
No, I say that because my team's never
Actually,
gonna
let me
move.
just go down. Depends if they're winning
They
or not.
moved. They did move. They moved from San Francisco to Santa
If they're
Clara.
if they're
dude.
winning, I'll stay a fan. If they lose a couple
They
games,
stay in the
I'm
same
out.
market. No, I'm a fan for life, no matter what. But they're never
As long
going
as
to
they're
move
winning.
because they actually have a franchise. They have an owner that cares.
They're in Santa Clara.
They're not just
They're in
moving
Santa
things
Clara.
around.
They're not even in San Francisco.
It's a great city. I think we're in Santa Clara.
We are.
physically
We
right
are.
now.
We
Okay.
are.
All right.
We're the best thing about Santa Clara. Second is the Niners. Second is Great America. Third is the Niners.
I'm just proud to say my
Actually,
team's never had
I
to
think
move.
fifth is the best. The Niners are the fifth best thing about Santa Clara.
My team's never had to move. My team stays in one spot because we have loyal fans. So there must not be that many fair weather fans that jump off in the bad years because they haven't felt the need to move, right, Cody?
No. Sorry, we're
a
talking
Charger
about
fan.
cards here. I just
There were-
Gilded baseball looks
I
good,
remember
doesn't
going to
it?
games
guys?
at Candles. There's like 10,000 people there
That was enough to
doing the Andy Lee wave.
There was never any doubt that we were moving to another state, like the two teams that we're talking about you guys. But
Have you seen their stadium?
Yeah,
very
amazing.
nice.
Have you seen the Rams stadium?
Have you also?
Have you seen which fans occupy those stadiums?
Yes.
I don't think it's the home team.
have you seen the tears of Oakland fans and learning that their beloved team has left after already losing the Warriors?
No, they're like, dude, I'm taking a vacation to Vegas.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, now your game, instead of it being $100 ticket, you're spending $5,000 to go to the games because you have to stay in Vegas, you have to fly to Vegas. It's great.
Yeah, it's
Casino tax pays for the stadium.
great time out.
awesome. It's great. Great time out. Well, I just, since I just burned these guys on their team because, frankly, they're not even close to the same kind of franchise the Niners are. Let's talk about burning cards because there was a breaker. I don't know the name of this breaker.
We don't need to mention their name.
We don't need to mention that.
How do we do a segment without mentioning the details?
We can mention the details, but let's not give them free advertisements. You know what I mean?
Fire breaks, fire.
Let's go fire. Yeah, they are fire starter breaks.
Fire
If there's a
starter
real
breaks.
fire starter breaks out there, I do apologize.
I know there is. There's
Do they have the Prodigy as the theme song?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Oh,
fire
yeah.
I'm a fire starter.
Wicked
good jam.
fire starter.
But yes, there was a breaker. I think it has something to do with like eating something is in their name. But they basically pulled their opening Topps Chrome update 2022, and they found a Nico Goodrum superfractor. And the whole time saying trash throws, should I burn it? Asking the chat, should I burn it? Should I burn it? Please allow me to burn this. I guess the person that hit the card said, yes, I would love for you to burn that. And then it commenced to burning cards on camera, which for one probably smells really bad. I may want to get his senses checked after that one because he inhaled whatever that was in that card. And the optics look absolutely terrible. There could have been a kid watching the break, and now we're saying it's perfectly acceptable for somebody to burn a card. Not to mention the Nico Goodrum superfractor collectors, the guys that PC this guy, can never get this card because we decided to burn it on camera.
Yeah, you gotta. This guy must be a rookie. This guy that burned this card, a rookie in the hobby, is what I mean. Because one, like there is always somebody that collects somebody, right? There's somebody that would have loved to have this card, and I know that's like the easiest thing to go to, but it's just a superfractor in itself. If you've been in the hobby long enough, they are so hard to get in any Topps product. Like I'm saying, I only pull 5 maybe superfractors a year at most,
Right.
and I'm doing thousands and thousands of breaks per year. Okay, so the fact that I know how hard it is to pull a superfractor. It's like, bro, let's not, like, why are we burning them? on camera.
Can't burn a flag, so don't burn baseball cards. So, it's kind of the same thing. Baseball cards is American as apple pie. American flag, can't burn the American flag. Don't burn baseball cards. If you were dead set on burning a baseball card and the customer really just wanted you to do it, go on FaceTime or something.
I think it's a bad look. I didn't. Card's pretty flammable. Those chrome
Ooh,
card.
yeah,
that
lit up.
It went up. It went up quick. That was the whole surprising thing with me. Besides, obviously burning the card.
It tells me that in a apocalyptic, the Last of Us situation, we're golden here. We're good. We got warmth. We're good, man.
Yeah, if it gets ice cold, if we go in the ice age, we're good.
The other thing is during the feed, he kept on saying like the worst player on the checklist, and I'm like, is he?
No.
I don't think that's a bold statement.
And I get it.
And plus, like Conrad was saying, a superfractor. It is, and it doesn't matter
easy.
who it is. It is so hard to pull a superfractor. It is an experience for everybody involved: the breaker, the people who are watching the breaks, the super collectors, knowing that it's been pulled. Like you were saying, there is a collector out here for this card 100%.
Yeah, and I get it. He may hate the Astros. A lot of people in baseball, a lot of baseball fans hate the Astros for, all the cheating or whatever, etc. But damn, dude, like just burn a regular base card. Not a super, bro.
He wasn't even on the team when they cheated.
That's the thing I keep going back to. He wasn't even there on the 2017 Astros. He got nothing to do with it.
Where was he on the Nationals?
Nico Good. I think so. No, he was a Tiger at one point.
Tiger. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe he's onto something. Maybe from now on, any White Sox, because of the the White Sox scandal, they're all cheaters, going forward. So Jose Abreu, cheater, It happened 78 years ago, but it's all they're all the same team now.
A little bit longer.
150 years ago.
Well, okay, not
Somewhere
that
in
long.
between 78 and 150 years.
Okay, now you're there. Now you're there.
So
Actually, I want to say about 104, if I'm not mistaken.
Happened
104 years.
842 years ago.
well, he Googled it. I came off the dome.
There with Julius Caesar and Shoeless Joe Jackson, they coexisted.
Well,
Yeah.
Julius Caesar was the general manager of the Black Sox.
Makes a great salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Vaughn, Shoeless Joe. There's a connection there. So
This is why I know this kid is a rookie, or this guy is a rookie, because not too long ago, Platinum burned a card, didn't they? Was it Platinum? Maybe it wasn't Platinum. It was somebody that burned a card very recently in the hobby within the
they've
last
ripped
few
up
years.
cards.
They ripped up a card a couple times.
And like he should know that there's like backlash when you damage a card in a way that is not like that you don't see every day.
there's never any good enough reason to burn a card on camera.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
don't
It's
do
not
it.
good luck. Like I said, if you're a breaker and you're like, I'm taking care of my customer really wants me to do this, you're like, okay, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to FaceTime you after the show. That
Privately.
sounds ludicrous. But it's all for the clicks, right? That's what we're doing.
I think the reason why he did it, if you watch the video, he is asking to do it multiple times. Like he really wants somebody. It's like back in the day, like when we would open up Allen and Ginter and we pull like a rip card. We'd be like, we want to see what's in the rip card. Like, anybody want us to rip the card? Like, do the rip card? Like, it was kind of like that.
Yeah. But at least that's like something you actually.
Well, no, I mean
can
that's
do.
what the rip cards are. That is what they're meant. You're meant to do with them. You rip them to see what's in the middle of the card. It's part of the Allen and Ginter, lineage, right?
Yeah, yep. And he thought he was gonna get like. I mean, he did. He was successful to an extent, right? We're talking about here on our podcast. So he got some I guess some clout for burning this card.
Big lighter breaks.
Yeah. I mean, in the symbolism, I remember what was the Netflix movie we had the guy on who was a great guy, Stu. They had it was a couple years back, and then at the end of that movie, they burned some cards at the bonfire, and it was there's just the symbolism of it. Where if you're in this hobby, call us dorks, nerds, whatever you want to call us, but that's just something you don't do. Like if you're if you're into collecting Beanie Babies, it's you're gonna get. It's just you don't burn a Beanie Baby, right?
Unless you're Vegas Dave and you burn the Jordan
that's.
sticker.
I was just about to apologize. I gotta apologize to Platinum for I don't know why I'm apologizing to them, but
it's
I gotta
Vegas
apologize
Dave.
because it was Vegas Dave that was
Vegas
burning
Dave.
the card.
But it turns out it could have been a reprint because it was it was like a Jordan, but it wasn't a real Jordan. That's what people say. Because
Well, it was what he had to say afterwards to save face.
what happened to Vegas Dave anyway? Did he?
I don't know.
He's still holding hostage the best collection in football.
How does he do it?
Hey, Derek Carr made the Pro Bowl. Is he gonna go to? Is he gonna wear the Raider helmet?
Yeah. That is like me. One of my friends is like, dude, let's go. It's gonna be our last chance to see Derek Carr and wearing Raiders. And I was like, it's too last minute, man. I can't go.
I mean, did he really do that much for your franchise?
Yes.
I think
How many playoff wins?
Brock
Purdy has more playoff wins than
Keeping
Derek
a
Carr.
quarterback around a serviceable, like a good quarterback on your franchise for any amount of time is difficult.
I think
Look how many times you guys have. Look how many times you guys have
doesn't he?
switched. How much times the 49ers have switched quarterbacks?
Because they've sucked. They've not
Like
had a good
it's hard to find a quarterback that is good. That's going to be win for your franchise for a decade. That's what Derek Carr did.
What like franchise record does Derek Carr not hold for the Raiders?
Yeah.
a playoff.
It's pretty much a
Playoffs
playoff.
and Super Bowl rings. Yeah.
Playoffs and Super Bowl wins, sure, but like how many of the other 31 teams can claim that as well?
You're right.
Well, probably 5 of them at least, right?
Yeah. So
in that time period. Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Derek Carr. I think he's a great guy. He's a model citizen.
yeah, he's a good person too.
I mean, I put him right in the same category as Tim Tebow. I mean, if Tim Tebow was on the Raiders for that long, it'd probably be the same story.
Dude,
and we'd be like, Tebow 8 years, like
Tim Tebow to Derek Carr.
Tim Tebow probably has a better career winning percentage than Derek Carr does. Right?
No, we've looked this up. No, we're not doing this again.
Just win,
we
baby.
looked this up. Tim Tebow has a losing record.
Tim Tebow has a better.
We went through Tim Tebow's stats and we all laughed. We were all laughing. We're all like, "What's his career completion percentage? Like 35%." Like,
I guess wins don't matter in football, though, guys. It's just it's all about the stats.
do you want the Niners to sign Tim Tebow?
Yes. I mean, maybe. I think he was 8 and he was like his career was 8-2.
We could not have another topic where we're sitting here talking about
8-6.
Look how many years he played.
8-6.
He's
Look at that.
8-6.
Look at that. There's 3 years.
Because he wasn't treated fairly. You want to talk about a script? The NFL was like, you can't have this guy take over. He's too nice. We need a little bit more grit.
He stunk. He stinks.
He's 8-6.
He stunk.
With that said, I really can't wait until that documentary comes out on that college team that I heard.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be an
Florida,
incredible
yeah.
documentary.
That is gonna
Look
be
at all the years he look at.
Where are the wins? Where are the wins?
It's down. Or wait,
Wins and losses.
There's just simply too many.
63 and 79, but this is the greatest Raider quarterback of all time. 63 and 79. That's 5 years too many. Tim Tebow would have been probably won as many games on the Raiders
Just
as Derek Carr.
I don't even know if this show can go on. I don't know. What episode is this? 276.
Well, we
had a-
Hey, Doug.
Everybody, we had a hell of a run, but this is our last episode. We cannot go
I will one up
any
you.
further.
If Derek Carr was on the Niners these past decade, they would have won at least 5 Super Bowls by now.
They probably would have won at least 2.
He's got a little bit of that Jimmy G in him. That's all
I would
gotta say.
take Derek Carr over Jimmy G.
Slightly. Yeah, me too. Slightly.
If you put put Purdy, Jimmy G, and Trey Lance on one court, it's Derek Carr together.
If Derek Carr is the quarterback for the Niners against the Chiefs, they win.
I don't know.
Because
He hasn't won a playoff game.
Derek Carr has
He's
shown
never
that he
even
can
been there. He never played.
He got hurt.
Well, that's not my fault. He's got
Well,
hurt. I mean,
when you get carried to the Super Bowl by your defense, I mean, any quarterback has a chance.
Brock Purdy hasn't made it to the Super Bowl either.
only
He got
played-
hurt.
Hasn't even played a full season yet.
Well, we wish him and Vegas Dave the best. Hope. Do you think Vegas Dave burns a Derek Carr card if he leaves the Raiders? Is that what he's
No,
gonna do?
No.
Do you think he does? What if he does that? What if he
double down?
Yeah,
just
double
gets
down.
more.
Yeah.
He's already done that with his money he spent on Derek
That's
Carr.
also
So,
true.
Derek's going to go over to the Jets. He's going to play with Saleh and have Garrett Wilson to throw to. And
Oh, Jimmy G's going to the Jets.
You think so?
Everybody can't go to
Saleh,
the
yeah.
Jets, man.
They're all going. Gino's going back to the Jets.
Gino's
too.
going. I actually heard Gino's going to the
Gino,
Jets.
Derek Carr, and Jimmy G.
All of them. All of them.
Hey, see which one works.
That'd be funny.
Different looks every week. No. I remember back in the Vic Schaub era, and I wondered why nobody ever used two. I know you want to have momentum as a quarterback, but like if you have one that can throw far and one that can run, you can switch off.
It looked like that's what the Niners were doing earlier in the season.
Right.
I got a wacky thing for you since like Niner fans they don't believe in Trey Lance. What if the Niners traded Trey Lance for Zach Wilson?
Oh God.
No.
Oh God, no.
And we don't say we didn't believe in him. We just haven't seen enough yet.
Really?
Yes.
We've
Really?
seen a lot of
God,
Zach
no.
Wilson.
Really?
I'm so I've never been that big into Zach Wilson,
what
and I
about
could
Mac
not be
Jones?
more off Zach Wilson. No, nah.
No.
We've seen exactly. Mac Jones is exactly who we think he is.
Hey, Robert Saleh says he still has faith in Zach Wilson. So
Well, good for him.
Well, it's only been 1 year, so. We're going to talk about the GOAT, not Purdy, not named Purdy, but we're going to talk about the GOAT. Tom Brady is
actual
officially retired, and we put a little asterisk saying for real this time. For real, for real?
Well, if you ask me, it's debatable.
Let's hear your hot take.
well, I don't like that we throw around this GOAT word so much because there is really only one GOAT, and his name is Thomas Brady.
Clearly.
Yeah. And I do think that, after the whole fiasco last year of coming back, I would assume that this is for real. And, obviously Brady went through a lot, in football, outside of football, personal life. So I think he's like, you know what? That was a interesting year. I went back on my word last year. I'm not gonna do it on him. I'm not gonna do it to him twice.
You know what today has made me feel finally in my life is I'm old, because now the player that was actually older than me that I watched, for the last 23 years, and I said, at least Tom Brady's older than me, and I might have a chance to play still, is now retired. And there's nobody else that's older than me in the National Football League.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Oh yeah, who is the new oldest
Aaron
player
Rodgers.
in football?
Robbie Gold.
In all of
No,
football. It might be Gold actually.
Could
Might
be
Gold.
could be Aaron Rodgers. Could be Josh Johnson.
Well, Gold. I know for sure Gold is over 40. So
no, I think he's like 39.
Wow, big difference.
Hey,
there.
shout out to my boy Josh. Shout out to my boy Josh Johnson though. He is from Oakland, so he was the best quarterback the Niners had. They just played him.
Jason Peters.
Oh, okay. I'm still holding on.
Oh, how did we not get Andy Lee?
Oh, I know. Actually, but he's old. I'm older than him by a couple days. Yeah, Robbie Gold is. You're right.
Yeah,
40
Rodgers is on that
Gs.
list though.
Yep.
So I'm just okay. So Jason Peters, I'm holding on. Plays another year. Only guy that's older than me.
That you still have a chance to play in the NFL.
Yep.
Man, Mercedes.
Andy
Lewis.
Lee is older than you though, Dan. So you got Andy Lee in there too. Barely.
Yep.
Barely.
Don't retire, Andy.
Yeah, Jason Peters, Andy Lee, Robbie Gold, Aaron Rodgers, Mercedes Lewis,
And I
38
think,
years
I think
old.
I think Andy Lee can probably give us another 10 years.
probably.
The punter.
Some golden years for the 49ers there. That now in Arizona.
Actually, I
But,
think we brought up Andy Lee like 4 or 5 times in this podcast.
did
I
you-
brought him up already.
This is kind of a quick little local talk, but did you see KMBR said, what kind of Niner fans are out here? And it was a guy wearing a Pepper jersey. Tabor Pepper.
Sure.
Turns
Who?
out is our long snapper. So there was a guy in Philly wearing a Tabor Pepper. Actually, a friend of the shop. Actually, Tabor Pepper comes in by his Pokemon. But he's a long snapper. A lot of people
Tabor.
don't know who he is.
Should have been an All-Pro.
And there was a guy in Philly wearing a Tabor Pepper jersey. Turns out it was his father. So,
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, that's KMBR basically was like, what kind of fans are these?
Putting
And it's
Dad
like,
on
well,
blast.
it's his dad.
Dummy.
Yeah,
You should have known.
should have known.
Should have
Well,
asked.
snapper, I like it.
Whatever.
But let's get back into talking about Tom Brady cards. As far as some of his obviously his really rare and expensive ones, contenders clearly being the number one card to collect, the Contenders Auto. Do these go up? Do these
Yes.
stay where they are?
Ooh.
What happens?
I think they go up a little bit right now. But in like a year or 2, 3 years when we're not talking about Tom Brady all the time, I think they'll level out, probably go down a little bit. People will start putting their money into other quote-unquote goats.
Now, is this a situation where we're at the 2060 national, and it's like, huge. Golden won't be around anymore, but like, let's say
I
Heritage
don't
Auctions.
I don't know if I'll be around.
I might not be around either, but like, it's like one of those situations where it's like a Mickey Mantle now.
Yes.
Do we think that can happen?
I 100% like what have we been talking about these 300 episodes on this podcast, right? It's like long-term wise, I always feel the safest if you're talking about long-term investment with this guy, Tom Brady, and with Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? So yeah, in 2060, we're going to be looking at
any contenders Tom Brady could be $1 million.
Yeah.
And
just the base version,
in 2060.
Yeah, because we got to figure there's obviously ones that are numbered to 100, and those are the most coveted ones. Those go for $1 million already.
Those would be worth $10 million.
Yeah, and then you got to figure there's 400 to 500 base autos, so you're looking at maybe 600 total cards, probably less than the Mantle in that extent, right? We know the Mantle, some of the cards got thrown in the water, and then you have people that didn't think they were worth anything, so you have that. I mean, I'm sure there wasn't people throwing away any Tom Brady cards. Maybe in 2000, maybe you're like, I was looking for Mark Bolger and I was looking for Brian Urlacher and I got this guy named Tom Brady.
Looking for
well,
Mark
the
Bolger.
the Mantle card, even the low grades go. Obviously, the low grades sell for a crap ton.
Yeah,
right?
I know there was just a SGC 8 that sold for 600,000.
Yeah,
recently. So yeah, I mean, this is the GOAT card, right? And the thing about Brady is there's not a lot of cards of him out there, and even some of the unlicensed like collegiate airbrush stuff does well. So, but clearly the 2000 contenders. One thing to keep in mind also is to follow and monitor what happens next year, because now for Panini, assuming Panini's still making football cards, Tom Brady's no longer part of the NFLPA. So to get Tom Brady cards in 2023, like base cards or parallels, they're going to have to sign a deal directly with Tom as opposed to just being blanket covered by the NFLPA. So does Panini try to make a deal? Probably. Does he wind up in every set? Probably not.
Or does Fanatics swoop in?
That's almost certainly what's going to happen.
Well, they already have him anyway, right? He's already a Fanatics autograph guy. He went from TriStar to Fanatics. Fanatics won't have the football license yet,
right.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So that pivots group breaks, buying either the Bucs or the Patriots, a little less value now because you can't hit a Tom Brady parallel.
But the good thing is that all the autographs for the last decade that Tom Brady has had, like those theoretically should go up in value.
Should be, yeah. I mean, if you're thinking about buying, are you trying to buy now? I mean, is it one of those things that we're already too high, or it's?
I think you buy in like a year.
I already think they're way up at that point.
But I think you make it so Tom Brady's not in the news, nobody's talking about him, and then you go swoop up your contenders.
Here's going to be the tough
nobody talks
part.
about Michael Jordan.
The tough part with Brady is that he's never really going to be out of the football limelight because, well, now we already know what his next move is. It's going to be the second guy in the booth for Fox. So we're always, every single Sunday, we are still going to see Tom Brady.
We don't know how that's going to translate.
No, it could be awful.
We're just assuming Tom Brady is going to be a great announcer.
No, you're absolutely right. It could absolutely blow up in their face and be terrible.
And I mean, he'll figure something out.
Well, here's also the thing that I just was thinking about. Like, Michael Jordan's cards actually do good because there's the Michael Jordan LeBron conversation, right?
And I think there's
who do you have a conversation with Brady?
Patrick Mahomes.
No, not even close.
He wins another one.
I don't think
if he wins another one,
he has two. Brady went to 10. He won 7.
Mahomes is just getting started.
He just warming up.
He is.
I mean,
2017
I don't know.
Rookie class. I mean,
he has to get to 4 rings before we can even say he's in the same class as Tom Brady at this point. And I love Mahomes, and he's going to get another one this year, but that's 2, and then he's got to get to 4. It's hard. That's hard in the NFL. It's hard to go back. Clearly, it's hard to go back. I mean, we got a team that was 6-11 now.
It's really hard to win one. I haven't had one win. You haven't had a victory since '94, but
what we're seeing with Mahomes is unprecedented. 100%. But even if he wins this year, he still has to do a lot of work to get in the conversation with Tom Brady. I feel like that's without question.
He can't win a Super Bowl this year and be like, I'm done.
Yeah. But
I mean, yeah, if he wanted to, he'd be in the Hall of Fame.
But
yeah.
to put him in the conversation, and you would still have people who would put Mahomes in that conversation if he just wins one more.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
I mean, Terry Bradshaw has a crap ton of Super Bowls. Do we put Terry Bradshaw in the same breath as Tom Brady?
We sure don't.
We don't.
We put Joe Montana in the same breath as
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Well,
I mean, people do. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know
4, and he
why.
didn't throw an interception. He never
4-0.
lost one. But
Yeah, well.
what I'm
could use
saying,
him now.
the point I'm trying to prove is that like I believe that the MJ LeBron, there's a line drawn in the sand, and every time that's brought up amongst hobbyists, it's like, let me see your LeBron, let me see your Jordan, and I think that helps that.
But you all,
segment.
everybody switch. Like, Hurts wins one this year. It's gonna be like, oh, maybe Hurts is gonna be the GOAT.
Yeah.
He's just a rookie, and then now he's already won one.
If I have any Hurts right now, I'm selling. I'm sorry.
Back to what you're talking about real quick on the LeBron and Jordan conversation. It took a while for those. It took LeBron almost a decade for him to be in the same conversation
Right.
as Michael Jordan. So let's give, I guess, Mahomes the same amount of time, because also, mind you, Brady did win 7, but there was a middle period of his career where he didn't go and win one for a long time.
LeBron went, what, half of his career making it to the finals?
Yeah, at least 8 in a row. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was 10 in a row.
Once he started going, then yes, that's when the conversation really heated up between the GOAT conversation between LeBron and Jordan, right?
I
But
mean,
for the first like 6-7 years, nobody was
think about a football team. Like think about a. What if Patrick Mahomes went to 10 Super Bowls in a row?
well, then yes, then we're talking about it.
I mean,
obviously.
he'd have
Well, I
to
hope
win.
so.
You
I
would
mean,
He would have to win at least 5 of those, because you remember Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was getting
but
trashed.
we're like 2017, and he did not play his rookie
did not
year.
play.
So
we
let's
can
say
only count
let's say
2018.
let's say his rookie year is 18. I think they went to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, and there was
that year.
like a pick 6 offside
So
away.
what? 19. They went.
No, they did. Did they?
Did they? 19
19 was the year they won.
19. Yeah, they won. Who they beat again?
I don't know. I don't
They beat
remember that.
They beat the Niners.
Then 20,
Why the Niners fans are
20,
so scared
20
of them?
he lost to Brady, right?
They lost, yeah. And then last year they didn't go, but they,
They
lost
lost
in
to
the
the
AFC.
Bengals, yeah.
But you're saying his whole career, he has gotten to the AFC Championship game, the Super Bowl, or has won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So far.
And he's 5 years in.
I mean, wow.
5
well,
years in.
how many?
Wow, he's good. He's good.
What did Brady
Yeah,
have at this point in his career? How many Super Bowls did Brady have at this point in his career?
5 years in, I don't know if
Let's
that's
see.
2 maybe.
I think he had 2.
But I don't think he. I mean,
But it's also different because his career trajectory was
the amount of success that Patrick Mahomes has had since 18 is amazing.
And the difference of why there is the potential for Mahomes to top Brady, because Brady in those first 5 years, like the argument for Brady the first few years was, oh, he's just a game manager. He's got a great defense behind him. It's Belichick. It wasn't until the undefeated year where I think everybody went, oh, no, this is the best quarterback in all of football, both as a winner and statistically.
Patrick Mahomes is the LeBron James of football.
No, not yet.
And Tom Brady is Michael Jordan.
Technically, 5 years in, Brady had 3. If you want to consider, he had 2002, 2004, and 2005.
Yeah,
So
that's-
Mahomes needs to kind of win next year along with this year. It's okay. So
But I'm actually curious.
so what happens if he loses this year?
But was there a year where Brady got like? I know he made the playoffs pretty much every year he was with the Patriots.
Pretty sure
except for the 1 year where he got hurt.
And I think they missed the year after they won the first one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So when Brady was coming up in his first 5 years, did they go to a AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl every year?
Hard to say. I don't know. Hard to say. I'm trying to bring up the stats, but it's tough. He does have an MVP. Tom Brady has 3 MVPs.
Three
How many-
MVPs.
How many does Patrick Mahomes have?
Just the one.
Just the one so far.
Yep.
His first year of playing in the NFL ever.
Right.
Going back to the cards, something that I was thinking
What
about.
do you mean?
Yeah. What kind of show do you think? What kind of show do you think?
Tom
we're on
Brady,
here?
by the way, before I don't want to cut you off, 251 and 82 in his career. That's pretty incredible.
That's insane. That's insane.
I bet Patrick Mahomes has a higher winning percentage.
Yeah, it probably does.
Yeah, that boy, he's rarely lost.
He does. I mean,
Doesn't lose.
Never lost.
never lost. Patrick Mahomes, LeVar Ball of life.
God, like,
Never lost.
But to go back to the cards for Brady, the one thing that because I agree with C-Ray, like it's going to go up. But the only thing I think that's kind of holding me back of like, will it reach the level of Mantle? Will it reach the level of Jordan many years down the road where like even like a low number graded one is going to be still like, $200,000, $300,000. There's a certain like mystique and a certain cultural relevance that I think Jordan had in his time, and maybe to a lesser extent Mantle, that I think elevates them to a different level than maybe, say, Tom Brady. Maybe now this is going to change, that he's going to be in the media way more with Fox and stuff, and that might be part of it. But I don't know. And I think and maybe it's just I'm living in the moment.
Yeah, I don't agree.
I also see him as like having a lot of haters compared to those guys, but maybe Jordan had plenty.
I don't agree. I feel like in terms of like pop culture, Brady has been maybe not as high a level, not quite as a Michael Jordan during his heyday, because we've all seen what his success looked like, especially reliving it with the documentary and all that stuff. I think Tom Brady has always been ingrained in pop culture at the same way throughout his most of his career.
I guess it's like I think of the Jordan brand as something that
Jordan
really
was
sets
like
him apart.
marketed a lot better
The
than
Jordan
Brady.
brand
like,
is
between
definitely
like
bigger.
Nike and like Gatorade and Space Jam and whatever, like Jordan Hanes. Like what didn't Jordan put his name on and it work?
Yeah.
Brady really hasn't done that, but I also think that Brady either didn't want to do that or didn't have to do it.
Right.
And I've always felt like basketball players, because they don't wear helmets, are easier to market. Because a lot of times, like with the helmet, you don't even know what a football player really looks like, because they're basically their whole head. Basketball, they don't have that.
Tom Brady and Peyton Manning are the only two guys you probably even know what they look like.
Yeah.
Outside of football.
Definitely Peyton Manning for sure.
But yeah, you just
Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
But Strahan would not be known if he did not
Right,
pivot to
after
Good Morning
the career.
America,
Yeah, after
Live
the
with
career.
Kelly, all that. But of course, all of this cultural relevance argument, it all changes this weekend with the release of what's going to be the biggest movie of the year, 80 for Brady. So it's why I also don't think this is a real retirement.
All right.
So let me just lay that down. This is not a real retirement. This is a fake
tinfoil hat on.
retirement.
Closing out
this
the
is
segment.
This is all a big marketing campaign for 80 for Brady coming out this weekend.
Give me a percentage that Tom Brady truly does stay retired. What's your percentage?
60.
60%. So the
55.
Yep.
Because I have to hold on to the 80 for Brady argument.
So
80
a
for 55.
45% chance that he retires.
45% that he
45% chance
unretires.
he unretires.
And I would give it a 25% chance that we will know tomorrow. Oh no, Friday, or I guess this is being released on Thursday, so we'll know tomorrow. Again on
Did Jordan
opening day.
unretire twice?
Yes.
Yep.
There's always that.
Well, did he?
Yeah.
Well, he went to baseball.
He went to baseball.
When he went to baseball, well, he retired.
That's a legit retirement.
That was a legit retirement, and then he retired for how many years was he retired when he was
then he
at
on
least
the
like
Wizards
5
staff?
years, dude, before he
went
went
to
to the
Washington.
Wizards.
I don't know,
No,
it
it
was that
wasn't
much.
5 years.
It was like
2
3
years.
years.
Like 2 years. Something.
Let's see.
It was like 2
He
or
was on
3
the
years.
Wizards in like the 2000s, wasn't he?
Yes, early 2000s.
I think Brady is retired. I think there's a slim chance that he can come out of
I
retirement.
put 15% on mine.
But I would say like maybe 10%.
Yeah, it went from
chance that he comes back.
97 to 2001.
4 years.
But, I mean, we're talking about a guy that wasn't – I mean, Brady would be 50 if he waited 5 years. So I don't think it's possible to have that same trajectory. He'd have to play again this year.
Where's the I guess 93? 93 is the baseball?
Yep. Yeah, because
Yeah.
he came back in the playoffs or a couple games before the playoffs.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
They lost to the Magic. Yeah.
17 games
Yeah,
played.
yeah, they lost to the Magic. He was wearing 45. I know C-Rad's got to get to his breaks here, but Championship Weekend Fallout wanted to point out this Brock Purdy card that's currently on current bid on Golden Auction, $250. I know I'm not a proponent of ending auctions early, but I think if you're the person that owns this card, you're like, can we just send that back to me for now? I mean, kind of wait it out.
No.
No.
Nope.
Let it run.
You got to let it run.
It's actually a horrible picture, too. I mean, I know they didn't have many pictures of a guy that got drafted in the 7th round, but I believe that is a combine photo.
Yep.
So it does say 49ers, but it is also a near mint 7, lipstick on a pig there. And probably not a great time. Probably not a great time.
Also not the I know he doesn't have a ton of cards, but it's not the card. I mean, if Brock Purdy becomes, and we're going to throw it to ground again, the GOAT, this is not the card that you're going to want. No. This is not going to be, it's not going to be like, man, you know that the holy grail of Brock Purdy cards is the elite.
You don't have a lot of options with this guy, right?
I know, that's what I'm saying. But you probably will have Prism, though.
Yeah, he'll be in Prism.
Yeah.
He's gonna have NT. He's gonna, he's gonna have contenders.
You're right.
Maybe,
as long as he has main cards,
maybe Optic. But you have this one. You gonna pay $20,000 for that?
No.
A little birdie said that there's only gonna be a few sets he's not gonna be in, and the one off the top of my head I can remember he's not gonna be in 1 and 1.
One, okay.
Or Panini 1.
Okay.
Not 1 and 1. Panini 1. Obviously, he's not going to be in 1 and 1.
Which makes sense because that's all hard signed. For the most part, it's all hard signed.
And they don't have as deep of a checklist for rookies. So,
yeah.
Championship weekend fallout. And we'll do this segment really quick. I think at this point, if I have any Hurts cards, I'm selling. Can we see? Even if he wins the Super Bowl, I just don't feel his prices were never there because in hobby lore, you have the guys like your Lucas that always sell and maintain their value. I think Hurts was so far down that line that year.
It's crazy you're saying that. Dude, that dude may win a Super Bowl and an MVP. And you're like, sell.
Lamar Jackson didn't win a Super Bowl, but won an MVP. Nobody cared.
I also think, though, because I kind of was leaning towards sell Hurts, but then I'm kind of going back on it because if he loses a Super Bowl, how much does that really hurt his value? He's so young. I think he's like one of the youngest QBs to ever make a Super Bowl. So I don't think a loss really hurts his value all that much. There's still going to be a ton more positive momentum for him going into next season. And I think just his overall value has been skyrocketed so much that a loss, I don't think dings it that much.
I think right now he's extremely undervalued, except for that one that's $400,000 on the top.
Well, might as well. I'm trying to go to completed listings here on eBay just to see some of the action that we've gotten. I don't want to take best offers. I don't want to take best offers here. I want to actually see some bids here just to see where the market's at. So, that's a Patrick Mahomes. Just somehow got spammed in there.
Jalen Hurts, $11,000
for a flawless rookie duel.
10,000 for a
RPA. That's. I mean,
I think that's a great deal. I mean,
I think it's fair if you
have an extra $10,000 burning a hole in your pocket.
I think that's the height. of it.
You're saying if he wins a Super Bowl, you don't think that card's gonna be worth more? Yeah, well,
no.
And look,
I think it's gonna be.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. Did his cards go up?
Come on now,
dude. Nick.
Okay, and hey, and you know what? I said it earlier. I was like, I'm being objective with the Eagles' path, but look, I'm being.
I can't believe Trent Dilfer's cards are as low as they are right now. He won a Super Bowl.
I'm being serious here when I say, like, look, the Niner game. I wish the NFC Championship went a different way, but the thing that did stand out to me was that Eagles team is legit, and they're
good.
Really good.
And that's my point.
All around.
It's funny.
They're not going anywhere next year. They are going to be
not.
good for a while with that team built the way they are. They're well coached, and they got a really good quarterback who I think is still very underrated.
I mean, honestly, Brock Purdy smoked his stats for the last 8 games. Granted, he was hurt for 2 weeks, but the thing with Brock Purdy was, his team's good around him. But then you talk about Jalen Hurts, like Jalen Hurts is good, not the team, even though they're first ranked in all the other categories.
I think that there was a lot of
whoa.
I think the ton of
Brock Purdy smoked
his stats.
Jalen Hurts' stats.
Yes.
Smoked him.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
For the last 7 games of the season,
the 2 weeks that Jalen Hurts did not play and Brock Purdy did, yes, smoked him.
No, I think
but
for the last 8 games.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
And I will take issue
Brock
with
Purdy's stats were not that good.
Brock Purdy had the most touchdowns in the NFL.
They were
for the
not.
Last 8 weeks of the season.
He threw over 300 yards like once or twice in like the 12 games.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
I don't know, man.
Well, I will say this.
Pull up the stats.
I will say this with Hurts is I think it's the exact opposite. I think there was a ton of people in football media that were saying
This is a whole
that
season, though. I didn't play a whole season.
That were saying that the Eagles are the reason they're good is the team around Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a product of that system, and I think Jalen Hurts has gone every single week and proved that theory wrong and is a legit guy for that team, I think, going forward.
Higher completion percentage, and Brock Purdy had 13 touchdowns on the season where Hurts had 22. He played the whole
But what
season.
about we got to look at the rushing touchdowns, too. Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Why do we look at that? Why would we look at that?
Look at all the green on the left-hand side.
Well, you got a guy that didn't play the whole season. It's not fair.
Oh, man. Well, that was a hell of an argument.
But I'm just saying, why is it like, oh, Brock Purdy's just a product of his environment. It doesn't matter who's there to win. Obviously it does, 'cause Josh Johnson was there and he couldn't do it. But like Jalen Hurts, he's MVP. It's not that the Eagles are good. Why is it a double standard?
How many teams passed on Jalen Hurts?
Quite a few.
Not as many as Brock Purdy.
No, not as many as Brock. Definitely not as many.
6 times over. 6 times over.
Everybody.
7 times over.
There wasn't a team in professional football that did not pass on Brock Purdy.
7 times.
The Niners passed over him 6 times.
The Niners didn't even want him.
They didn't want him. They just took him in just because. Burrow, value down, time to buy.
Value.
Is he going to be back?
Another one where it did not. I don't think it mattered what happened there, other than something catastrophic. His value's locked in. The guy goes national championship 4 years ago. Gets hurt rookie or whatever. AFC goes to the Super Bowl, AFC championship. I know if Mahomes doesn't exist, what Burrow is doing is like, oh my God, this is the next guy.
You know what I don't? You know what I didn't like about Burrow though? He had the ball with the game on the line, like 2.5 minutes left, 2020, and went 3 and out.
What wasn't in the script?
Mahomes did not go 3 and out.
No, and that's
he figured
what
out a way
separates
to get down the field,
and that's why
and win
Mahomes
the
is
game.
Mahomes and Burrow is still the second guy right now.
And
That's
before
fine.
And last year, the second guy was Josh Allen, apparently.
No, I don't think he's the second guy. I think it goes
Oh, we gave up.
in the hobby.
I'm talking about last year.
In the hobby. No, as it stands right now, Brady's retired, so he's not in the ranking. It goes Mahomes, Herbert, Burrow, right? Burrow's third.
Burrow's second.
But the price, look at the price. You guys talked about last week?
Sure. I don't care what people are buying.
Yeah,
Burrow's
I mean,
second.
Yeah, you
I'm not talking about on the field. I'm talking about hobby.
I get it.
you got to
Herbert
sell.
outsells
Hobby
Sell
love
Herbert right now. Sell him.
Gets so
Sell
much love
Herbert.
in the hobby, bro.
Sell
It's
Herbert.
like, what?
Herbert. Buy Burrow.
Is Herbert the Luka Doncic of the NFL?
No,
No.
don't even
Luka
start.
deserves it.
But Herbert doesn't?
No,
Not like that. No.
It's only his second,
And
third season.
as much as it pains me to say it.
How many playoff games?
He's played in 1, right? Did he make it to? No, he got knocked out.
Herbert?
by the Raiders last
Herbert-
year.
he got
One-
knocked off by the
pretty
mighty
big
Raiders.
one.
One playoff game and blew a 27-point
Had a
lead.
really good half.
Granted, like it wasn't him blowing it, but like
Really good half.
great half. Actually, the GOAT of halves.
Listen, and I know he gets so much hobby love, and people have a lot of money invested in him. But look at his early body of work, even compared to his contemporaries like Burrow and Mahomes. Like, come on, guys, let's adjust the market a little bit here.
If there is justice at a certain point, the on the field performance and accolades takes precedent over everything with hobby, and it will happen. And at a certain point, you cannot deny that Herbert is now second in that class, and depending on what happens in 2 Sundays from now, he may end up being third in that class very, very soon.
Fourth, because Tua is still better than him.
Depending on Tua's health.
That's how you get trolled. That's how you get trolled on social media, Conrad.
And I love it.
I think it's just Herbert's easier on the eyes. If I was to have my daughter date somebody,
Oh no!
Herbert
Come
would
on
be up
now,
there.
no. If we're doing that,
If I had
no.
my daughter date, so I'd rather her date Tua. He's a good guy.
I mean, he is lefty.
I'm sorry, man. I'll just say it flat out. Nah. Burrow can get it, man. Dude's got
Burrow looks
swag.
He does have some swag. It's pretty
No,
close.
no, like,
Herbert a little bit of an edge.
Herbert looks like an F boy.
Well, I mean, we did a pretty good job here. That was episode 276.
Are we ranking? Yeah.
275.
Whatever.
If you guys want
Who would you let your daughter date,
got
Dub? You got 2 girls just like me.
We got a big ass Super Bowl
Between
break
who?
coming up.
Between the 2020 quarterbacks.
Oh, it'd be Herbert.
He's the most wholesome guy to you.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, dude. It's Tua, man.
Probably opens doors. You know?
I'll go Hurts and Burrow. That's how I'm going with the QB rank. Is how I'm going with that ranking. It's those guys.
With letting
guys.
them date your daughter.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going Baker Mayfield. Johnny Manziel.
Now Baker looks like the ultimate F-boy.
You know what made me lose respect for Joe Burrow is when he said sacks are irrelevant of a category, because he feels like he has to extend a play on third down, which is the reason why a sack happens. And it's his.
Wait, who said that?
Joe Burrow.
Well,
But
if he wouldn't have got sacked 9 times in the Super Bowl, he probably would have won. So
Yes.
it's
But
very
he said,
relevant.
He said he could very easily have thrown the ball out of bounds and not taken a sack, but it's him extending a play, which leads somebody to get a sack on their resume.
You know why he can say that though? Because
His offensive line's terrible.
yeah, the reason he can say that is because he's been sacked so much and still have found
Yeah.
a
think
high
he's-
level of success.
I think he's so tired of being asked about it that I think that's why he formulated that
Yeah,
response.
give me an NFL quarterback that's like, you know what? If the franchise can just go ahead and skimp on getting an offensive line, I'm not worried about it because I can make plays happen.
Four
Said
top-
no NFL quarterback ever. If anything, they're like, can you just spend all the salary cap on the offensive line?
Just 4 number 1 receivers and just a bunch of Robert Galleries.
No, well,
I hope it works out a little better than that.
swinging gate.
It's swinging gay guy. Or a lot of Mike McGlinchey. Well, Mike McGlinchey didn't have that bad of a season. It was a little off.
Really? Well,
You know what's funny?
he's gone. I think he's gone.
There are maybe there's no other player in the NFL whose reputation outside of the fan base completely is different than the one within it. Because I think if you ask Niner fans, they're like, "Oh, see you, Mike McGlinchey," and then he's going to get paid $100 million.
Oh
to
yeah,
go play
and
somewhere.
teams are going to be like, we made an amazing franchise turning signing. We got Mike McGlinchey.
Mike McGlinchey will be one of the other 31 teams' biggest free agent signing of the offseason.
He is going to get so much money because it's you want to make money in the NFL. You offensive line.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Well, speaking of trying to win bonuses in breaks, head on over to Mojobreak.com where we have Super Bowl square breaks, guys. For every spot you buy in our SB Square breaks, you get a square. They will be posted as they fill, so keep checking back. And the prizes, the main prize is this Tom Brady Super Bowl ticket from the last Super Bowl he went to, which is an amazing prize, a great conversation piece. I don't even want to let it go.
Went to it and won.
Yeah, what's that? He went to it and he won, and it's a cool looking ticket.
Home
It's
Super Bowl.
The ticket actually face value is $2,900. So for section 146, that was at the Raymond James Stadium. But besides that, you got to get in on these breaks at Mojobreak.com. Also, if you're looking for wax, head on over to Mojobreakshop.com, and we will see you guys next week on the Hype.